Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. You can do the same at the Grizzly Gentleman for some fantastic beard products that'll make your beard look and smell great. You can also go to TCG Player using the affiliate link below and shop there to help support the show. And last but absolutely not least, go to greyvikinggames.com with the link below to get those sweet arena codes. What is up, Planeswalkers? Theric 6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Today we're playing some Standard. We're playing a budget build of the Dimir Zombie Exploit mechanic. And then after a couple of games, we'll come back and I'll give a deck tech on the upgraded version, why I made the changes that I did, and play some games with those. So this is a budget build for the Exploit mechanic that we got from Crimson Vow. There are actually, like, not as many zombies from Midnight Hunt as I would have predicted. There's just Champion of the Perished. As usual, when I'm building these budget decks, I'm only putting 9 rares in, because I figure that's roughly a reasonable budget. One of the issues, though, is that does mean that we're not going to have any access to our good duels, right? We don't have any non-basics. And that's unfortunate. I've recently started championing the idea that Wizards should give away, or like have them as some sort of like reward, like on the Mastery Pass, maybe the free Mastery Pass, where after a certain point you just get the rares, right? I think that would help in a set, especially if they were able to code it in such a way that you got to choose the duels that you get once you hit that threshold. That'd be very cool. Alas, that's not what we have, so I decided to only have 9 rares in my budget builds. Technically, mythics are a little bit easier to come by for the most part, because most people are going to be spending days on spending the rares on things like lands, but I still don't want to take those into account, because people aren't going to have a lot of mythics, and I want people to save their mythics for what they really want to be playing. So budget build, best of 1 is definitely what I suggest. You can do a learn package if you really want, but I'm sticking away from those just because I want to show off the mechanic. Now, as I was saying, not a lot of cards from Midnight Hunt felt required in this deck, which is very good. I really appreciate the fact that they have enough in the set to be good by itself. Now, onto the cards. 2 Bloodchief Thirst. It's a really cheap, nice, scalable removal spell. You'll notice that it's the only actual removal spell other than having some Flesh Stingers, which can block and destroy things. But I'm keeping this deck, like, aggressive in mind, right? We're looking to play really annoying cards like Graf Reaver and stuff like that, and just really cement our position on the board and just overwhelm them with our zombies. We have 3 of our rares are Champion of the Perished. This is one of the cards from Midnight Hunt, and the reason for this is it comes down early and it can just smash. Obviously later on in the game it's not as strong because you have to rebuild it from that position, but still, if you're able to get this on turn 1 or 2, it scales really nicely. Shambling Ghast. Shambling Ghast is actually really nice. It allows us to potentially trade up with the first ability, Brave the Stench, and it also allows us to ramp up, essentially, being able to get to a position where we can cast an Amalgam or a Narfi earlier than we otherwise would. With both of them, frankly, we can catch our opponent unawares, essentially. It's quite nice. For Wretched Throng, when I was revealing this card, I was not very high on it. It just seemed not all that great. It didn't have evasion. It has to die in order for you to get it, not just be exiled. But when I considered, like, what type of deck wants this effect, it's a deck that wants the body, right? It doesn't necessarily care about the stats of the body. It just wants the body. And since it's a zombie, it works with some of our other zombie-specific cards. But also, we plan on having it die anyway, right? We aren't expecting this to die from combat. We're not expecting this to get removed by our opponent. We're expecting to sacrifice this to one of our exploit cards and get value that way. And looking at it that way, it's a lot better. 2 Doom Dissenters. We needed a little bit more. This is human on the front side, turns into a zombie. It's just the extra versions of this. 3 Graf Reavers, second rare. This card is just strong. You can kill Planeswalker with it, which is very nice. It acts as additional removal for like Bloodchief's Thirst. But also, it's a 2-mana 3/3, right? Those stat lines in a deck where you're already wanting to be a little bit aggressive means that you're just going to be smorking, and you're not going to care all that much about your own life. But what's nice about this card is it can still block, and it's still a 2-mana 3/3, so it is able to trade or even block relatively effectively against some of the smaller aggressive decks out there. For Skull Skaab, like the reason to play Exploit, I think, in blue-black, it just gives you even more value. It's a 2-mana 2/2 that can come down. You know, if you exploit like a Wretched Throng, for example, then you upgrade the toughness essentially of the card, and you get another of the card in your hand. If you have 2 of these, it gets out of control very quickly. Just generally strong card. For Stitched Assistance, 3-mana 3/2. It's not the best, you know. The 3 power is fine, I suppose. It does help us be aggressive, but it does die to a lot more things. But the fact that if you need to exploit it, you can. You scry 1, you draw a card, pretty nice. I mean, with Wretched Throng, you know, turn 2, you attack with it. Turn 3, you attack with this, and then you play Stitch Assistance, sack this, you get to scry 1, draw a card, and get a zombie. It's real nice. For Fellstingers, this card is just kind of this, but a little bit better. It has Death Touch, which is nice. It means it can block more favorably in more specific situations. And then, of course, the fact that it allows you to draw 2 cards instead of just the 1 is quite nice. You do have to lose 2 life, which can be an issue with things like Graf Reaver, but again, we're going to be aggro deck most of the time. We want to just smork face. 3 Overcharged Amalgam as our last rare here. It's a flash flying zombie. Right off the bat, that's kind of good enough, right? We have a way to just get through situations when the ground is gummed up, and we can just kill our opponent in the skies. Additionally, we can just counter something, which is nuts. Having an aggro deck that like has a creature that you are fine casting to counter something is great. It's awesome. Like, you can trade a Shambling Ghast essentially for a counter spell, and that's just awesome. 3 Narfis. Narfis is great. It makes our zombies bigger. But the real great thing about this card is the fact that it just keeps coming back. When you're playing a deck that is trying to be aggressive but still needs the top end here because I wanted to play this card, which technically makes the deck a little bit slower than it otherwise would be, you want to make sure you have some resiliency, and I think Narfi does a great job at that. So let's hop in, play a few games in Unranked with the internship. We'll see how it goes. I definitely love the new additions to Zombies on Arena. I forgot I'm still Olivia, which is totally fine. Fantastic art. I mean, yes, like, absolutely here. You'll love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. We're going first. We get to play a Champion of the Parish down. As usual, when I am making these budget builds, I want to make sure that people recognize, like, one of the things that you... I think I want to play this. One of the things that you want to make sure you're doing whenever you're building on a budget, since your cards aren't going to be as powerful individually, you want to make sure you have a good consistency in your cards. You'll notice that this deck is a lot shorter than some of the other... I don't appreciate this. It's a lot shorter than some of the other decks I've played on here, and that's because it's much more consistent. Way more 4-drops, way more 3-drops, and very few 2s and 1s, right? So you want to make sure that you can subsidize, might be the word I'm thinking about, the lack of power with an increase in consistency. My opponent's gaining life, and I really don't appreciate it. To attack with the Throng. I think I do. Alternatively, I can just play Ghast and Dissenter, so that the following turn... Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. Also, it grows my champions even larger than it otherwise would. I'm still going to attack with the Throng. It's a good old-fashioned 9 damage here, down to 7. I can do math, shut up. I worked my way wrong. Oh, they're playing Naya. Didn't know that. So they gain 4? Wait, what? Oh, they had 2 of these. Crap. Alright, well, they gained 6. That's not great. We're gonna go ahead and sack the Gat. I guess maybe I shouldn't have played the Swamp, but I don't think it matters. So we can sack the Ghast here and kill an Innkeeper if I want. I could alternatively sack the Doom Dissenter. I think I'm gonna sack the Gas. I think I want to murder an Innkeeper. Nah, I would rather kind of guarantee we have a blue source next turn. I Spork with all. It's 9, what was that, 12 damage? They'd go down to 4. They do have 6 mana and 3 cards in hand. They can't waste their turn just upping Cleric class, I don't think. So I'm kind of okay in the situation. It really depends on what my opponent is playing. Oh, that's another suggestion. If you're playing on a budget, you will want to, before the end of the season, make sure you play some ranked, both in limited and in constructed, just because you'll get baseline prizes. But for the most part, rank doesn't actually matter. So sometimes it's going to be better just to get your games in unranked, in just normal play mode, because then you're not going to have as much of an annoying time completing your quests, right? And your quests are going to be what's going to be giving you more experience in playing getting your daily wins and stuff. Is going to give you what's the word I'm looking for? Gold, experience, blah blah blah. My opponent's gaining too much fucking life, and it's pissing me off. I do have an Amalgam though, and I will just Smork again. So I can counter something if I would like. That's fine. Although it's going to be awkward because I'm going to get a Throng, and I'm not going to cast it. I'll do an oops. They play this, they cast a thing. I think we're just going to counter this. I'm going to sack the Doom Dissenter, which will make our zombies even bigger, and it'll make our board bigger in general. Yeah, and they can bounce the Priest, but they're super dead. Even if they have a spell here, I just have another Amalgam. So I should be fine. There should be a win here. I'm fiddling with my buttons. There we go. Loosen up my buttons, babe. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, like, you know, this isn't a budget build necessarily. I wouldn't say it's a not budget build. But you'll more often than not get reasonable matches in unranked. And I think just being able to go through your quests, get your wins, it's going to be a lot more beneficial to you to do that and slowly accrue these cards instead of going into ranked and trying to rank up. It can be very frustrating. I think standard right now is mostly okay. I haven't played rank standard all that much. Yeah, I mean, this is good. Champion into Reaver. Potentially depends on what our opponent plays. White into, yep. Right, so yeah, we're just gonna try and outgrow them, I suppose. Which does mean Reaver's gonna come out next turn. If I want, I can Thirst and a 2-drop a subsequent turn. Just gonna do this. We're gonna not exploit. Decline, thank you very much. This is incredibly suspicious. Just the fact that they did nothing just feels very suspicious to me. So I'm just gonna miss 2 damage maybe, but I'm fine with that, frankly. Interesting. Okay, they just have nothing then, which means I'm not going to use my destruction spell yet. I'm just going to smoke. And these cost only 2 to disturb. That's fine. They just take the damage. So yeah, we start chunking them early. Our opponent is finally on our 3rd. That's just rude. I assume this is... yeah, just an artifact treasure. So I can't even exploit it if I wanted to. Unfortunate. Would they double block my Champion of the Perished? I feel like they might. I guess I'm fine if they do. If they don't, they just take the damage. They're down to 4. They could probably get away with only 23 lands, now that I think about it. I think the double blue is the most difficult thing. Interesting. Do you think I care? Because I don't. Goodbye. Oh no, they can cast it for 7 mana. That is minimum 3 turns away. And they're just letting themselves get hit. I guess maybe they'll wipe the board? I've only seen 3 non-land cards from them. So I legitimately don't know what they're playing. Okay. Land situation, not great. Definitely not great. I'm gonna attack with just these. Okay, if I attack like this, they could block, 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 go to 1. Alternatively, they could block, 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 go to 2. If I don't attack with this, then they could triple block here, still go to 1. I think I will attack with a Champion of the Perished. Wait, did they actually have a 2-mana combat trick? No, they're just deciding where to block. And they do double block, okay. I will have them both die. I could choose not to, theoretically. But they are down to 1. I need very little to just kill my opponent. I forgot that this also has to count up counters, so... Brutal Cathar. That's unfortunate. I could use so many cards, please. Wrong order. Okay. I think, unfortunately, it's too late. We just drew too many lands. Card will not help us. Another angel or cleric. Those come back as clerics. Another creature, so they're gonna get 4 more. I'm gonna go to 7? 2, 4, yeah. There's no reason to attack with this. These just both block and I can't kill either. Maybe they'll be greedy and just play the Judgment. If they do that, I can... Nope. They play smarter. If they did that, though, I'd be able to draw into more outs, potentially. I still have plenty of outs. I got plenty of cards that can draw me some cards. I just need to draw me some cards. This is not one of them. I still don't have any good attacks here. I do think that I play this. So I have 1 Bloodchief's Thirst, I have 4 Fellstingers, 3 Stitch Assistants, mainly Narfi. Like, Narfi is what I want here. Oh, that's not great. Yeah, so my opponent has essentially hit a turning point. Although this could be a greedy attack. No, they're at 9 now. It's not a greedy attack anymore. I don't know if this will help me enough. Okay, so if I attack with all of these, blocked and killed. Yeah, so what happens if I attack with all of these, right? Block and kill, just block, block and kill. They go to 6. Because there's only 3 things on the ground that I have to block to not die. 2. Ah, right. If this dies, they will gain 2 life, going to 11. I think I do need to just attack here. Yeah, block and kill is what I expected. Block. Okay, they don't block there, so they are at least at 4. I'll be down to 7 on my turn. I can block those. Never mind. I might... No, because they can't really attack with their Brutal Cathar. Unless they added it to that, but they're not. 2, 4, 6 in the skies. Okay, they're not going to go for that. So I still have a chance. I'm playing to my outs. This is not my out. So Hail Mary. I mean, they literally have five creatures, but they don't even need to. They can still let 4 damage through. They just, yeah, chump the Graf Reaver, and they can just let one of those through. I guess they would have to block with one of those, yeah. They block with both. Oh, right, because I'm just going to die anyway. If only. No! If only I had my Shambling Ghast. I could have killed this and it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, I mean, it was very unfortunate. We just drew a lot of lands. Ketchup, you're okay. I'm gonna do this just because I can and then concede. We unfortunately died. So let's see, if I do end up going down to 23 lands here, what would I go up for? Or, yeah. I don't know. My cat's freaking out, as she often does. Let's go to internship here. Let's go ahead and drop down a swamp and drop up. Cat is freaking out. You know what? Let's get another Bloodchief's Thirst. Remember, we are selecting a card that is not rare, because this is the budget build, only 9 in the rare version. After this game, we're going to go ahead and hop over to the... You're being very loud. Hello. I'm going to pop over to the not budget build. Opponent goes first. If they're a creature deck, I can kill their first creature, which will be nice. If they possibly are, I'm very glad I got the Ghast here. Allows me to play something on one. This catch. You want your shark? Here. You dum-dum. Ooh. I doubt they're going to block my Shambling Ghast, so I'm going to get through for one damage here. Cool. Then I'm going to scab it up, sack my Ghast, and kill the Innkeeper. I'm actually going to make a treasure. I realize that the Innkeeper gaining them 1 or 2 life before I kill it is not as important as me making sure I can hit Stitch Assistant. Leave my Skaab alone. Or Skaab, I think is technically the correct way to say it, but I say Skaab because it's cooler. Regain life? Oh, sure, that's fine. Alright, this is pretty interesting. I still think we play the Stitched Skaab here. Maybe we attack. If we attack and they double block, it's kind of not great for me. But I do want to get through. I think I will go ahead and murder Dina. Then attack with this. Then sack this. Yeah, it has to be a non-creature. Maybe I'll just play this. Yeah, maybe we'll just play the Wretched Throng. Have a bit of a setup turn instead. I think that's actually fine. We're still adding to our board while maintaining the ability to go further beyond in the future. It's funny because I did not watch Dragon Ball Z as a child, or any iteration of Dragon Ball for that matter. To be honest with you all, I just didn't get it. For specimens. My opponent is how you say coward. They are using their sideboard cards. In best of one is how you say absolutely atrocious. Let's go ahead and sack. Delicious. Finally, some delicious food. Let's take action. Let's grab this. Then we scry. Yes, actually. Am I willing to lose this Skaab if it means they lose both of their creatures? I think I am. I would love it. Okay. I was gonna say I would love it if they don't, just because then I would be able to Wretched Throng Skaab next turn. They binding, probably gonna bind my Skaab. Yep. Unfortunate. I think with a Ghast, and then Seki. This. Yum delicious. We're going to consume the Prospector. It's not a Prospector, it's just Prosperous Innkeeper. I'm trash. I'm just trash. But I mean, we've been sacking stuff, and we still have a pretty sizable board, and that's, again, all because of Skull Skaab. It does so much for so little. The hell are you? Okay. They're on 8. They block both of these. They go to... Okay, never mind. Cool. We got 2 out of 3 on that one. We're going to go ahead and hop over to the unbudget version. All right, and we're back for the updated version. Now it's Fallen Labor. Yeah, so we have no holds barred on the rarity. We even allow ourselves some mythic rares. You can see that our mana base is already significantly better. My cat is freaking the hell out. I just fed you. Anyway, our mana base is much better. We also have Faceless Haven, which is quite nice if we're in a situation where, you know, we need that extra body, or against control, they recently board wiped us. We can still have some value there. Still rocking the Bloodchief's Thirst. We've added more. We have 4 Champion of Perish now, which means we're going to get it on turn 1 a lot more consistently. Shambling Ghast still important here. Graf Reaver still used. Skull Skaab still used. Tainted Adversary is a really strong card here. We saw previously that Fellstinger was our only death touchy card, but this is a cheaper death touch card that comes with a lot of upside later on in the game if we do end up being in a situation where we are kind of mana flooding, right? This deck does only have 23 lands, but still, like, even on just 5 mana, this comes in with 2 zombie cards that happen to have Decayed. But what's nice is we don't care about Decay if we are sacrificing those creatures to our exploit triggers. We still have 2 Stitched Assistants and 3 Fellstingers, but we've added in 2 Headless Riders. This card is also new. Excuse me. And it acts similarly to Skull Skaab. The main difference here is that this is 3 power and 1 toughness, and doesn't have an exploit by itself. This one is, for what it's worth, also on just dies. But what's nice about this card is it's not exploit. It's just when a non-token zombie we control dies, we get nice value out of it, which is helpful against board wipes. Fun fact. Necroduality. This card's cool. I will likely make a historic deck with Necroduality because of how cool this zombie card is. Whenever a non-token zombie enters the battlefield, we create a copy of it. So we cast Skull Skaab, we get a copy of it. We cast freaking Tainted Adversary, we get a copy. Unfortunately, we're probably going to be we can only really use them in on one of them. I guess we could technically spread out the counters, but you know, it's whatever. But yeah, there's the fact that we're getting double the bang for our buck is quite nice. With Overcharged Amalgam, that means that technically, obviously this is not historic, but if it were, you would be able to counter the ability and the spell if your opponent, say, cast an Ulamog, or they cast Hydrid Krasis, for example, right? Those types of things. Or if they have some trigger on cast, right? They cast a creature and they have some sort of trigger. Amalgam with Necroduality can have the potential to do both. What's nice is that with Necroduality, so your it's not in cast, but that's fine. With Necroduality, though, you have one of the things enter the battlefield, right? And on that, you have a trigger for another thing to enter the battlefield, right? So let's say I cast Overcharged, like, I guess with Overcharge, it doesn't work as well. Let's say I cast Fellstinger, right? I choose not to exploit that one. The other one comes in, I can choose to exploit it at that time, and still have a body. You know, it's fun. Shut up. Amalgam still Amalgam. Narfi, I think we cut down here, just because we do have some other tricksy tricks up our sleeve to maintain kind of the later game advantage. So let's go ahead and hop into some games. With this version, we're going to play 2 in unranked, and then we'll play 1 in ranked and see how that goes. Thank you everyone who watched yesterday's video, the Myth or Mystic. Episode 2 on Conflux. Def Not Nuz. Sure. Unless it's supposed to be Def Not News, maybe? Really rare situation there. We get 2 Faceless Haven opening hands. We can't keep this. We would love to. If this was a swamp, this hand would be nuts. Champion into a non-exploit Skull Skaab into maybe exploit Fellstinger. Very unfortunate. We kind of have to mulligan there. We can keep this, and we'll drop one of our lands. We got a nice Ghast. Snarling Wolf. Okay. Going against Doggos, potentially. But yeah, next turn we can Graf Reaver. In the following turn we can Stitched Assistant. And we have some nice fodder here in our Ghast. Opponent appears to be on a Wolfy mono green. See, that's interesting to me. So next turn I could cast both of these. I will block that. Make a treasure. Play blue. Play this, and then play this. Cool. Decline, thanks. Now I can block this if I want to. I probably won't, to be honest. They could fight it, which would be very sad. Cool. Let's go ahead and play Faceless Haven. Yeah. Then we're going to attack with the Reaver. They want to trade here. I think that's fine. They might not want to trade here. That's fine. We'll play this. Makes it so they don't flip their stuff. I'm going to sack this. I'm going to make a Triajar. Do I want to keep the Bloodchief's Thirst on top? I can use it to just kill the pack leader. I think that's fine. Do I want to kill the Liberator instead? The Liberator could theoretically kill our Necroduality, which we don't want. But I don't think I'm worried about it. Yeah, I think I would rather just kill the pack leader. This could be wrong. But meh. Again, we only have 23 lands in this version, but you can still have some Ox situations. I would love to see... I mean, Necroduality, mostly. Interesting. That feels like a trap. Alright, I'm fine with that removal situation. Skull Skaab's quite nice to see. I think we just attack here. Cool. Or just cast a Skaab. Decline the Exploitation. Wouldn't mind a Tainted Adversary. Fine with an Amalgam. Do I block this? No, I don't think I do. Issue is that they could just pass the turn. They don't. They storm the festival. That's frightening. Wow. I am sorry, opponent. Wow. I mean, for what it's worth, they can just flash it back next turn. And kill that at least. They can flash it back, right? 10. No, they could. I don't know what I'm talking about. And Smork. Ow. Hey, it's an adversary. And we punch him once. And he's bigger. And we have lethal. Although, I mean, the Storm Whiff is kind of sad, not gonna lie. Yeah. The Storm Whiff was kind of sad. But, you know, I had a little bit of mana flood early. Shut up, it's fine. Alright, and we'll play a second game in Unranked, and then we'll play our last one in Ranked. See how the deck can handle an actual game mode. For what it's worth, like, technically, it's like, oh, but you didn't do the Unranked one there. Meh. Oh, man, this would be a great keep. Keeping it, though. Never didn't have it. Don't think it matters which one I put down. Innkeeper. I guess I could... Man, I might need double blue, so I guess putting this... Well, no. Putting this down would have been better. I will need double blue eventually. Would it be better for me to just bite the bullet, play this as black, Shambling Ghast, Bloodchief's Thirst, although I might need to use my Bloodchief's Thirst on a 3-drop Angel, for example. I can sack the shit. I think... Damn it. Man, Wrong turn. You know, it's my go. bite me. I think I'm just going to cast the Shambling Ghast here. And my reasoning here is that on the following turn, if I have to, I can Skull Skaab, exploit this, kill this, and maybe Bloodchief's Thirst something else if they play another 2-drop as opposed to a 3-drop. That's my thought process. Chaplain. I didn't realize Naya Humans was a thing. That seems strange, although this is Ward 1, so I guess I understand that. No blocks? Just 3, though? That's unfortunate. Can sack this, killed that. Couldn't Bloodchief's Thirst this, which would be unfortunate. Tangled by the wishes of Mater. Wait, no. Strangled by the wishes of Pater. Searching for the arms of Mater. I could have killed that. Dumbass. Can't kill it now. Such an ineffective use of my mana. Although, wait, if I killed this, I wouldn't kill this. Why concede, though? I'd really like to show the exploit off, please. I don't edit these videos because I want people to see the deck as it actually performs in the wild. And you're not letting me see my cool card. Alright, let's go to standard ranked. Dude, you remember Dragon Tales? That was a fun deck. That was a weird fucking TV show. Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales, something, Dragon Tales, something, Dragon Tales. Bro, TV was weird, man. I like just straight up don't watch TV anymore. It's just nothing but the internet now. Ask and you shall receive. Except we're probably going to be playing against like a tier 1 deck. And we're going to be Sag. Or maybe we're just playing against the same deck that we've already played against. One of these pathways is definitely going to be on blue. Maybe it's just white-red. Just straight up white-red. I don't know if it matters. But we're only casting one thing this turn anyway, so. We would love a 2 or 3 drop next turn. We do have the beautiful Necroduality, which is big. Works really nicely with Champion the Parish as well. Mardu. Intéressant. Mardu what? Mardu what? You can do anything instant speed. Okay, Vanishing Verse. Fair. Also, with Exiles. Fair. Also, crap. They're playing this main deck. Necroduality, fun fact, is mono-colored. Don't know if you noticed this. But I love you, dog. I got your motherfucking back. Just know that Slim, I don't know if you noticed it, but I've had your back from day one. Let's blow this. I mean it, dog. You ever need somebody's off? Whose throat is it? I think that I'm gonna wait a turn for my Necroduality to set in. Never mind. We're gonna waste that on a 1/1. I'm fine doing this. Hopefully they don't have a Vanishing Verse. That would be very unfortunate. But I am able to kill a Planeswalker or a creature that they play, so I'm totally fine. If I draw a land, then I can Tainted Adversary and punch one of them. They currently only have one red source, that could be a factor. Graveyard Trespasser. So that's very rude. That is very, very rude, actually. Valky, God of Lies. Well, I can kill the Valky. That's no issue. Take my adversary, sure. Felstinger. Cool. I can do exactly what I said I was going to do earlier. I can murder this. Shmurda Ink. Cast the Felstinger. It enters. I have this trigger first, so I can get a second copy. I will sack this to itself. Draw some cards, see if I would like to sack again. I will decline it. Cool. We got the effect without losing a creature, sort of, technically. Sword the Mirthless, I don't care. So yeah, this is just a Mardu mid-range deck.
Consider yourself fortunate, our opponents. You fight for me.
Play a Skull Skaab. I would really like to draw another land. That'd be great. I think I'm fine just attacking the Sorin here. Okay, assume they'll block with something. Yeah, that's fine. Cast a Felstinger. Again. No matter how I tap my mana, I will get screwed for it. Target myself, please. Decline. Yeah, see, I wanted to cast Skull Skaab potentially, but this is fine. Alright. I forgot I could do that. I totally forgot that I could do that. Get killed, Sorin. Alright, nah, cool. Edgar. Alright, Edgar's a bit of an issue. Ow. Attack with this. Then maybe just cast an adversary. Would it not be for you, then please for the children. Damn it. He didn't block. I think we're just going to play an adversary here. Makes our board... Lipe. Makes our board right for the exploiting. So next turn... I would love one more land, actually. I'm realizing that these amalgams might need to be in a deck that's even more mid-rangey. Because I have them, I just don't want to take a turn off of not developing the board. Actually, they just hit me for 3. Yep, that's fine. They only have 2 cards in hand, which is quite nice. Ouch. Thank you. Because what this means is that I can cast this and hold up the additional amalgam. And never exploits a non-token creature. Do I not need any of these? I could honestly get rid of the Graf Reaver here, because I can't really attack with it. I'll actually get rid of the Graf Reaver. I replace it with some zombies that don't hurt me. I'm going to decline the second one though, thanks. So I have Overcharged Amalgam. I can still deal some combat damage. with this, and I could attack with this one as well. At this point, I do have chump blocks that I can make if I want. I think I'll attack like that. I assume my opponent won't block. They do know about Overcharged Amalgam. But, I mean, next turn we might just try and murder them by attacking. Okay, they're gonna put me to 4. They're gonna go back up to 16. I guess my main worry is if they have something instant speed. We're gonna cast this. I'm dumb, I could have double blocked this. I'm going to exploit like 2/3. Oh, you have to counter a spell? That's awkward. I did that wrong, apparently. Well, that's not great. I do just have another amalgam. Let's see, what happens if I swing all? They can block one of my 3 power creatures. That is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that should be enough. They can also potentially do this. Yeah, I'll go ahead and smork in. Because it could also theoretically flash in Overcharged Amalgam to save my tokens. Actually, I realize I could just do this now. Yeah, I'll just do this now. Get a copy. I will consume this. Hey! We were able to do it. We got all 3 wins. For what it's worth, that middle one didn't make any sense. I don't know why my opponent conceded there. I don't get it. I just straight up don't get it. Cat has finally calmed down. That's good. Only took her a frackin' hour. Let's open that up. Cool, cool. Let's go over to our packs. Boop. So yeah, so there is the first, I think, budget, non-budget build of Crimson Vow. I could be super wrong. I have more coming to you soonish. Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow I will be streaming on Twitch. Hopefully I will have figured out how to stream via OBS and not slobs. Who knows? Who knows? But just definitely join me there. I'm probably going to be playing a lot of Death and Taxes in Historic, as well as some Nicol Bolas in Historic. Essentially, I'm just going to try and grind. I'm trying to have just a grind day where I grind ranked. I'm going to see how that goes. I'd like to thank my lovely patrons for the continued support. If you'd like to join them supporting the show, which is very important in these trying times right now, I'd really appreciate it. Links in the description. You can also become a channel member by pressing that join button, or you can go over to my Twitch and sub there, where you have exclusive access to fun emotes. If you support via any of those 3 ways, you have access to exclusive content, specifically a lot of limited content. Well, not a lot yet, but I have 24 draft tokens. It will be a lot of limited content. Yeah, it's good. It's good, fun stuff. Hope you've enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. All will be one.